Naram chaiva narottamam Devim saraswatim vyasam Tato jayamudiraye Nashtaprayasa bhadreshu Nityam bhagavata sevayam Bhagavatyuttama shloke Bhaktir bhavati naishtikir Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 84, entitled The Sages' Teachings at Kurukshetra. Text number 22. Namastasmai Bhagavate Namastasmai Bhagavate Krishnaya Kuntamedase Krishnaya Kuntamedase Svayogamaya Yachannam Svayogamaya Yachannam Mahimne Paramatmane Mahimne Paramatmane Namastasmai Bhagavate Krishnaya Kuntamedase Svayoga Maya Yachanna Mahimne Paramatmane. Krishnaya Kuntamedase Vaishnavis. Word for word translation. Nama, obeisances. Tasmai, to him. Bhagavate, the Supreme Lord. Krishnaya, Krishna. Akuntam, unrestricted. Medase, whose wisdom. Swa, his own. Yogamayaya, by the internal illusory potency. Achanna, covered. Mahimne, whose glories. Parama Atmane, the Super Soul. Translation and purport by the disciples of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Let us offer obeisances unto that Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, the infinitely intelligent Super Soul, who has disguised his greatness through his mystic yoga maya. Purport. Apart from any future profit to be obtained from worshipping the Supreme Lord, it is every person's most essential obligation to bow down to him as an acknowledgement of one's dependence and servitude. Lord Krishna recommends, Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mami vaishyasi yuktvevam atmanam matparayanam. Engage your mind always in thinking of me, become my devotee, offer obeisances to me, and worship me. Being completely absorbed in me, surely you will come to me. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri-Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta-padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tang Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitangscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrindam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namastasmai Bhagavate Krishnaya Kuntamedase Swayogamaya Channa Mahimne Paramatmane. Let us offer obeisances unto that Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, the infinitely intelligent Super Soul, who has disguised his greatness through his mystic Yoga Maya. Hare Krishna. We are hearing the words of the sages as they are responding to the words of Lord Krishna. There was a solar eclipse for which the residents of Dwarka had gone. Not only the residents of Dwarka, but also the residents of Vraja had assembled. And Kunti, Draupadi, Subhadra, and others, they were hearing from the wives of Lord Krishna about the love that the wives have for Lord Krishna. And they became very astonished, seeing the deep love that the wives of Lord Krishna had for him. And as they were conversing amongst themselves, on the other side, the men were also conversing amongst themselves. And at that moment, many great sages came. They came with their disciples to see Lord Krishna and Balaram. And as they saw the sages coming, Krishna and Balaram and the Pandavas, they all stood up to welcome the sage, gave them a nice seat, offered some words of welcome, worshipped them, and Lord Krishna started speaking on behalf of everyone who was assembled there. And what does Lord Krishna say? He says, the ultimate goal of life has been achieved by us. And what is that ultimate goal of life? He's saying the ultimate goal of life is to have association of such great sages. And he says this is the perfection of the eyes. To see these sages, just by seeing them, all sins go away. So we see Narottam Das Thakur, he also says the same thing. Lord Krishna has spoken this in Kurukshetra, when the solar eclipse is happening. Narottam Das Thakur says the same thing. Tomara sada Govinda Vishram. In the hearts of the devotees, in the hearts of the Vaishnavas, the Lord is always present. And then he says, Gangara parasha hoile pashate pavan. One can go to the bath and take bath at Ganga and then maybe become purified. Lord Krishna says the same thing. Going to the places of pilgrimage, worshipping the deity. These things definitely, these activities, they purify, but they'll take a very long time. But Narottam Das Thakur says, Tomara darshane koro pavitra e tomar gun. So just by seeing the Vaishnav, darshane pavitra koro, one becomes purified. So Lord Krishna, he said, Narottam Das Thakur takes the essence of all the scriptures and puts them in his bhajans. So here we find Lord Krishna glorifying the sages, telling them, oh, we have become purified. And as he spoke like this, the sages, they became very bewildered. They couldn't even respond immediately. They took some time to respond. They were just amazed what Lord Krishna is saying here. He is glorifying us, but he is the one who is great, and therefore they are offering obeisances. So instead of offering obeisances directly to Lord Krishna, instead of saying Nama Bhagavate Tubhyam, they are saying Nama Tasmai Bhagavate. Onto him, not onto you. But it's the same thing, right? They didn't want to cause embarrassment for Lord Krishna, therefore they are indirectly offering obeisances. They're saying, we are offering obeisances to the Supreme Lord Krishna. Not to you, Krishna, but to the Supreme Lord Krishna. He's the same person. But they wanted to maintain that little bit of formality. Therefore they're saying, we are offering to the Supreme Lord Krishna, who is Akuntame, they say. He has undefeated intelligence, right? Unrestricted intelligence. And then they say something very interesting. They say that he is Sva Yoga Maya Channa. He is covered by his own Yoga Maya, his own internal potency. And therefore, although he is the greatest amongst all of us here in this assembly, he is telling that we are great, but he is the greatest. And he is covering himself. He is appearing to be a normal, ordinary mortal. But he is the Supreme Lord, right? And therefore, he is trying to cover his glories, but we know. The sages are saying, we know who you are. Right? We find that when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited Vrindavan, many devotees came to see him. And he had an associate with him, Balabhadra. So many devotees were coming to see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and the residents of Vraja, they were describing a phenomenon that is happening at that time. And they would come to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and say, oh Mahaprabhu, you know, many people are going to the Yamuna at night. So Mahaprabhu asked, why? Oh, they are seeing Krishna dancing on Kaliya in the middle of the night. And so as devotees were coming and reporting this, Balabhadra developed some desire to see Krishna. So he asked Mahaprabhu for permission. He said, can I also go and take darshan in Yamuna at night to see Krishna dancing on Kaliya? Mahaprabhu said, oh yes, come nearer. And as Balabhadra came nearer, Mahaprabhu gave him a slap. He said, you sit here. And so Balabhadra was thinking, why Mahaprabhu did like this to me? I want to see Krishna. The next morning, few more devotees came to see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked them. He said, I hear that Krishna is giving darshan in Vrindavan. And the devotee said, yes, he is. He is giving darshan. Krishna has come to Vrindavan. Mahaprabhu said, what are you saying? Where is he giving darshan? And the devotee said, he is giving darshan right now. Acha, he is giving darshan right now. Where? The devotees replied, we are seeing him with our own eyes right now. You are that Krishna. And Mahaprabhu said, no, stop this. Don't speak further. I am asking about that Krishna who is giving darshan in Yamuna at night, dancing on Kaliya. I am asking about that Krishna. So the devotee said, no, we know. We know Krishna has come to Vrindavan. We are seeing him. That's why we came, to take darshan. But that phenomenon that's happening at night in Yamuna, that is not Krishna. So then Mahaprabhu said, explain yourselves. He said, oh, that is just a fisherman. He's going to fish at night, and from far it looks like, Krishna is dancing on Kaliya and everyone is running there. But we know where to see Krishna. So Mahaprabhu looked at Balabhadra. He said, now you understand. Krishna is not so cheap. We cannot go to Vrindavan and find him behind some bush. It's not possible. Many people, they say this, oh, just come to Vrindavan, we'll show you Krishna. No, Krishna cannot be seen. Here the sages are saying, Lord, you have covered yourself, but we know who you are. Similarly, those devotees in Vrindavan, the real Vaishnavas, they knew this is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is non-different from Lord Krishna. Therefore, they were coming to associate with him. But Mahaprabhu refused. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also known as Channa Avatar, the hidden incarnation of the Lord. He never wanted anyone to address him as the Supreme Lord. He forbade it explicitly. We find that when the Brahmana had come to his parents' home and he was given a place to stay and to cook, and so when he started offering prasad, he was calling the Lord, and Nimai would come and eat. And he got angry, oh, this boy spoilt my offering. Jagannath Mishra then asked again, requested, please, cook one more time. This time I will lock him up. He locked Nimai up. Again, somehow or other, at the time of offering, Nimai came and ate. And it was almost midnight. The Brahmana was saying, today I'll go to sleep hungry. This boy, I don't know which house I have come in. They're disturbing me so much. But again, he requested, no, please, cook one more time. This time I will make sure Nimai won't come. The third time, he started offering. Nimai came to take prasad. Brahmana said, what is this? Every time I'm sitting down to offer, you're coming, you're spoiling the bhoga offering by taking it yourself. And Nimai asked him, but you're calling me every time to come and take prasad. I am coming to take prasad. You're getting angry. What is this? And then the Brahmana was shown by Nimai, Radha Krishna. I am not different from Lord Krishna. And the Brahmana was given specific instruction. Nimai told the Brahmana, if you tell anybody about what you saw in this room at the middle of the night, you will be in big trouble. So keep this to yourself. Don't worry, I have accepted your offering. And the Brahmana was very happy. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is known as the hidden incarnation. He didn't want people and devotees to call him the Supreme Personality of Godhead, although he was. But the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they knew. Therefore, Rupa Goswami wrote, Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratrise Namaha. This most munificent personality, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is the same Krishna. There is no difference between them. Therefore, we find here the sages are saying, my Lord, you're covering yourself with your Yoga Maya. So Lord Krishna has Many energies. Parasya Shakti Vividhaya Shruyate Svabhaviki Jnana Bala Kriyacha. And amongst these energies, one energy is Yoga Maya. Yoga Maya covers the devotees, covers Lord Krishna, and also covers us. So Yoga Maya, when she covers the devotees, they make the devotees forget who Krishna is. They do not understand Lord Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead because they are covered by Yoga Maya. And when she covers Lord Krishna, she makes Lord Krishna forget He is the Supreme Lord. He also forgets, I am Krishna, Supreme Personality of Godhead. And she expands herself into Mahamaya, and Mahamaya covers us. And we also cannot understand Lord Krishna. So we find the same energy is covering in the material world, covers the jivas, covers the living entities, so that they forget Krishna. They can't understand He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But for the devotee, she does the same thing. But there is a difference. The difference being, the devotees intrinsically, they know who is Krishna. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For the sake of interaction with the Lord, that aspect, that knowledge is covered so that the Lord can relish the sweetness of the interaction. Whereas for us, when Mahamaya covers us, we think we are the Lord. We forget the Lord, but we think we are the Lord. These devotees, like the sages here, they're saying, Krishna, you're covered by Yoga Maya. So people, the devotees, they don't know you are the Supreme Lord, but we know. You're acting, you're glorifying us here, you're speaking such words of praise, but we know who you are. We know who you are. Therefore, Kunti Maharani prays, Maya javani kachannam agya doksha adokshajam na lakshase muda drisha nato naktya dharo dhara. Kunti Maharani, when Lord Krishna was proceeding towards Dwarka, leaving from Hastinapur, she came and she offered prayers, begging the Lord, please do not leave us. And she started offering these words of praise, saying that you are appearing, you are covered to everyone. You're covered by your illusory energy, by the curtain of your illusory energy. And people cannot see you. You appear to them just like an actor on the stage. So Srila Prabhupada gives the example, there was once a child who had gone for a drama, and the father was an actor in that drama. And so the child was sitting with the mother, and the mother is saying, see, your father is on the stage. And he's saying, where? I don't see him. That's not my father. Because the father was in a costume. So therefore he refused. He said, no, this is not my father. My father doesn't look like this. But the mother knew who is the father, right? Even though he was in a different get-up, in a different costume. So Kunti Maharani, although she is the aunt of Lord Krishna, she's saying, no, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You're covered. You don't reveal yourself to everyone, but you reveal yourself to the devotees. Therefore, we know who you are. And therefore, she becomes very much surprised. Are you the Supreme Personality of Godhead who is scared of Mother Yashoda's stick? Fear personified is afraid of you, and you are afraid of Yashoda's stick? This is bewildering. Because at that time, Yogamaya also covered Lord Krishna. He forgot, I am the Supreme Lord. No, he was really scared. Mother will beat me today. I broke the pot of yogurt and butter, and now I am in trouble. Mother will beat me. Sukadeva Goswami gives the description, Lord Krishna was heaving, his chest was rising and falling rapidly, tears in his eyes. He was genuinely scared. And therefore, seeing this, Kunti Maharani is saying, how amazing. Just like the sages here, they were bewildered. Lord Krishna is glorifying us. We are always meditating on his lotus feet, and here he is glorifying us. He is telling us that the goal of life is to meet personalities like you. This is mind-blowing. Therefore, they were stunned. Kunti Maharani also same. She saw this. She heard about Lord Krishna in Vraja getting scared of his mother's stick, and she was saying, how amazing this is. You are the Supreme Lord. The sun rises out of fear for you. Kapila Dev says in the Bhagavatam, the sun rises and sets out of fear for me. The wind blows because it's afraid of me. And yet, Lord Krishna is afraid of the stick of Mother Yashoda. So this is Yoga Maya's work. For the devotees, she covers so that the sweetness overcomes the knowledge of the absolute truth, and the sweetness then is what is relished by the devotees and the Lord. So Arjuna also had the same. He faced the same. On the battlefield of Kurukshetra, when he asked the Lord, how is it that everything is present in you, yet you are not present in them? Lord Krishna told Arjuna, Maya tatamidam sarvam jagad avyakta murtina matstani sarva bhutani nachaham teshvavastitam. That I am everywhere. When he says matstani sarva bhutani nachaham teshvavastita, and everything is in me, but I am not in them. So this Arjuna couldn't understand. He asked Lord Krishna. So then Lord Krishna spoke about his vibhutis, his energies, how he is present in everything. He said, this is just a fraction, ekam sena. It's just a fraction of my vibhutis. And then he took his universal form and he showed how everything is in him. And Arjuna, seeing this universal form, he asked, who are you? I was just speaking to Lord Krishna, my friend. Who are you? And Lord Krishna replied, Kalosmi loka kshayakrit pravido loka samahartum iha pravirta. Time I am the great destroyer of the worlds. And Arjuna, he changed his mood. He started offering prayers. He said, I was calling you Krishna, Yadava, Sakha. Hey Krishna, hey Yadava, hey Saketi, Ajanata, Mahimanastavedam. I did not know your glories. I did not know that you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We were sitting on the same asan. Arjuna is praying to the Lord. We were sitting on the same asan. Sometimes we were eating from the same plate. I used to order you. Do this, do that. I did not know you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then he further says, now I am asking for forgiveness. Just like the father forgives the child, similarly you also forgive me for my offenses. See, we find Yoga Maya, she covers all the devotees so that the sweetness can come. And immediately Krishna withdrew that form, again Yoga Maya covered Arjuna. Then it was no longer, oh, he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Again it was back to the normal exchange between Yoga Maya and Lord Krishna, Arjuna and Lord Krishna. Because Yoga Maya made that. She adjusted it. Similarly, we find with Yashoda Ma, there were children who came, complained to her, Maya, Krishna is eating dirt. Yashoda Ma said, oh, is it like this? She called Krishna. And she said, you are eating dirt? Krishna said, no, they are all wanting me to get into trouble. So therefore they are complaining. But I haven't eaten anything. And the boys insisted, no, he has. Open his mouth, check. So Yashoda Ma said, okay, come here, come nearer. She opened the mouth. And inside the mouth, she did see dirt. She saw earth, the whole earth. Not only the earth, she saw all the planets. She saw the whole planetary system, and she was completely bewildered. She didn't know what she was seeing. She went looking for dirt that Lord Krishna had eaten, but instead saw the whole universe and even saw herself. Shukdev Goswami mentions, Yashoda Ma saw herself looking into Krishna's mouth. Again, mind blown. She didn't know what to do. So she just closed the mouth slowly and said, okay, it's okay, you can go. Yeah? What to do? Lord Krishna displayed his power as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but Yashoda Ma couldn't handle that. And Lord Krishna also doesn't want that Aishwarya Bhav in Vraja. So whenever we find that where the Lord, He's exhibiting His Aishwarya Bhav in Vraja, the devotees of Vraja, they don't really accept it. They don't believe it. Just like when He lifted the Govardhan hill, all the Vrajavasis, all the Sakhas, they were also holding it up with their stick. And the Acharyas mentioned that the Sakhas were thinking it's because of our sticks that Krishna is able to lift this Govardhan hill. And they were all there holding their sticks like this. Yes, we are giving support. And Krishna was there with his little finger, left hand, lifting it. And Krishna understood that the Sakhas are thinking it is them who is lifting. So he put his finger a little bit down, few millimeters, and the whole Govardhan was shaking. The Sakhas knew, oh, it's not our sticks, it is Krishna. So again, Krishna then lifted Govardhan hill. Yeah. They were seeing, but still they were thinking, no. Like Sukdev Goswami says, Ya pashyati, na pashyati. Although they were seeing, they were refusing to believe. So we see when Nanda Maharaj went to take bath at the Yamuna, then all the Vrajavasis were asking, they were all recounting the various pastimes of Lord Krishna. And again they were thinking, is Lord Krishna some demigod? They're not saying he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Has he been given some power from somewhere? Gargacharya did say that this is the same Supreme Personality of Godhead. Maybe he is. Maybe. Although they were witnessing all the pastimes of the Lord, at the end they're still saying, maybe Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, therefore the sages here are saying, you are covered by Yoga Maya for the devotees. You are covered, or rather, your Maya, the same Maya, but for the living entities becomes Mahamaya, covers you from them. Therefore the Lord says, Naham prakashya sarvasya yoga maya samavrita muddoyam na vijanati lokamam ajamavyayam. I do not reveal myself to the foolish and unintelligent. But there also he's saying yoga maya. Because for Lord Krishna it is yoga maya. But when we are covered, from our side, when we are covered, that yoga maya becomes Mahamaya. But for Lord Krishna is always yoga maya. For his devotees, for his internal illusory potency, it's mentioned here. For his devotees also, because they are in that same platform. Ananda, Maya. Yeah. They are on that platform. For them also yoga maya covers. And she covers this knowledge that Lord Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead to facilitate the exchange. See, with Vishnu Tattva, there is no childhood. Anybody ever hear Lord Vishnu took, they had childhood pastimes? No. There is no childhood pastimes. That is the prerogative of Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna, he is performing these childhood pastimes in Vraja. Vaikuntha, there are no childhood pastimes. Yeah. Vaikuntha also has great emphasis of awe and reverence. The Aishwarya is very much high. Madhurya is very little. But in Vraja, it gets swapped. So the Aishwarya becomes very little and Madhurya becomes very tall. Yeah. When Lord Krishna sat under the cart, Yashoda Ma was looking for a place to put him. There was a festival going on. She said, oh, where do I put him now? So she put him under the hand cart, right, to rest. And Lord Krishna just touched his toe to the wheel and the whole hand cart came about, came apart. The utensils that were on top, they all went on the floor. The hand cart, the wheel went one side, the other wheel went the other side. And everyone came rushing there. Oh, what happened? How did this cart fall apart? There was a demon in the guise of a cart. Lord Krishna knew, therefore he just touched. He didn't even kick, he just touched. And Yashoda Ma was completely bewildered. How did this happen? And all the children who were playing nearby, they're telling Yashoda Ma, this Lord Krishna kicked the cart. He said, no, you saw something else. They're like, no, we saw, he touched the cart, we saw him. When he touched, that's when the cart broke apart. Yashoda Ma said, okay, yes, okay, whatever you say. But she didn't believe. She was like, no, it can't be possible. So this is what Lord Krishna wants. And therefore Kunti Maharani, she's saying, Lord Krishna, you're covered by your illusory energy. People they come and they can't understand who you are. They try to understand with their mental faculties and capacities, but they can't understand. Therefore in the Ishopanishad, there is a prayer. My dear Lord, please remove this curtain so that we can see your face. The Hiranmaya curtain. The Lord is covered. He doesn't appear in front of everyone. Only those who want to see Him, for them the Lord removes the curtain. So who are those who want to see Him? The sages here are saying that you are covered but we know you. Why? Because they possess devotional service. So premanjana churita bhakti vilochanena shanta sadeva hridayeshu vilokayanti yam sham sundaram achintya gunaswarupam govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Lord Brahma, he is explaining that the devotees of the Lord, the pure devotees of the Lord, they have anointed their eyes with the salve of love. And so with that vision they can see Krishna, even though he may be covered. Just like the sages here, headed by Vyasa and Narada, they know who Krishna is, and therefore they're saying, it's so amazing. You have come, you're praising us just like ordinary king, but we know. Similarly, even the sages of Naimisaranya, they were also very surprised. How did Lord Krishna and Balaram, why did they take this human-like form and perform human-like pastimes? Please tell us the secret for this. We know they are the Supreme Lord, but they're acting just like ordinary boys. So this is very bewildering. And therefore the sages are saying, we offer our respects to you. So when the devotees get bewildered, they don't try to analyze and understand. They simply do pranam. They only do pranam. Just like Arjuna also, when he saw the universal form, he didn't try to analyze and dissect and see what's going on here. He just said, please accept my humble obeisances. I am sorry for my offenses. You are the Supreme Lord, I didn't know that. But they immediately offer pranam. When it becomes inconceivable, they offer pranam. Whereas those in the material world, if it's inconceivable, they discount it as a myth or a story or an impossibility. That's why we hear the story of Mr. Frog. He's in his well, 6-foot well, and then he gets a cousin, and the cousin tells him, oh, I have come from the ocean. And Mr. Frog asks, oh, how big is the ocean? Oh, you can't imagine. Like, no, tell me. Twice my well? No. 10 times my well? No. 100 times my well? Even more. You can't see the end of the ocean. And the frog couldn't believe. He's like, no. You didn't come from the ocean, you came from somewhere else. I don't believe. So similarly, material scientists and people, they try to explain the Lord, but they reach a roadblock, the curtain. And instead of accepting that they can't understand and offering obeisances, they say, no, it's all false. Lord is false, His energies are false. This material world, we've gone everywhere, we've sent things in the sky, we've sent things in the ocean, we've sent machines everywhere, we have not found anyone controlling. We've not seen God. We can see infrared, we can see, ultraviolet, but we can't see God. Therefore, He does not exist. But He's covered. He's covered for such people. We cannot see God or we cannot see Lord with instruments. Our seeing also is faulty, imperfect senses. See? So how can we see the Lord? It's not possible. But therefore He comes and He tells us how to see Him. When the sages had asked Sutta Goswami, why did Lord Krishna take birth as the son of Vasudeva and Devaki? You'd think that the sages didn't know. The sages of Naimisaranya, they didn't know Bhagavad-gita. Lord says, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata avyutanam adharmasya dadatmanam shajamiham paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma samstapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. They didn't know these verses. They're asking Sutta Goswami, why did Lord Krishna come as the son of Vasudeva and Devaki? No, they're asking these things of paritranaya sadhunam, vinashaya cha dushkritam, that the Lord can do even sitting in His abode. As we say in Hindi, chutki bajake. Just do like this, everything is done. Why did He come? Why did He come to this earth? Why did He come to perform His pastimes here? That is what they wanted to know. And so Sutta Goswami says, He came here to attract those in the mode of goodness, the fallen souls who are in the mode of goodness, back to the spiritual world. Those who are covered by passion and ignorance, they cannot see the Lord no matter how much they try. When they come to the mode of goodness and start engaging in devotional service, then they can see. So therefore the Lord comes to show them, okay, you want to come to me, this is the process. Manmana bhavamad bhakto. You want to see me? You want me to remove my covering? Do this. Manmana bhavamad bhakto. Madhyaji mam namaskuru. Just 4 things the Lord is asking. To always think of Him, to become His devotee, to worship Him, and to offer obeisances to Him. See? We find those who are proud of their knowledge, they'll not offer obeisances. Many times in Nairobi we see some people, they come into the temple and their nose is pointing to the ceiling. You may have seen people like that. They come, they're looking like this. They're taking darshan with the nose pointing to the ceiling. They don't go like this. They don't bow down because they're proud of their possessions, they're proud of their knowledge. But those who bow down, they get to see the Lord. Those who do not, for them, Lord will always be unavailable. Avajananti mamuddha manusim tanumashritam param bhavam jananto mama bhuta maheshwaram. Lord says, I am, for those who mistake me to be a human being, because I have this form like a human being, for them, they are ignorant. I'll never show myself to them. So therefore, we find here the sages, they're saying, although you're trying, my dear Lord, although you're trying so much to cover yourself with your yoga maya, we know who you are. Therefore, although you are telling us that the goal of life, your goal of life has been fulfilled. We are saying our goal of life has been fulfilled because we are seeing you, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is in disguise, but we know it is you. So very beautiful exchange here between the sages and Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna glorifying the sages, and the sages not understanding that glorification, becoming bewildered by it, and then responding and saying, no, no, you are the Supreme. You are the Personality of Godhead who has infinite intelligence. And we know who you are. Right? So, thank you all very much. If there are any questions or comments. Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu, for the nice class. So you are mentioning that conditioned souls, they can't see Lord, they are covered. So how this curtain of Maya, Mahamaya, can be removed and they will be able to see Lord?
So the question is, how will the conditioned souls be able to see the Lord if He is covered for them? We require someone to help us see the Lord, and that is Guru. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Guru opens the curtain, right, with the light of transcendental knowledge. Kunti Maharani is saying Agya. Agya means they are ignorant. This Ajnana, right? Agya. They don't know who the Lord is. But the Guru comes and shows, here is the Lord. Therefore we offer obeisances to the Guru. So by the mercy of the devotees, one is able to see the Lord. See. One time I was hearing some discourse, and they said, why was Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu always standing at the Garuda Stamba? Garuda Stamba is so far from the altar of Jagannath. Why was he always standing at the Garuda Stamba? So this devotee was explaining that because Garuda is great devotee of the Lord definitely sees the devotee. And if he sees the devotee, then obviously he'll see those who are standing next to the devotee. And he may overlook the people who are in front, see, but he's looking at the devotee. So the Guru, therefore it's essential to have a Guru. The Guru shows Krishna. It's like we are all sitting here because of the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. He took the Bhagavad-gita as it is and spread it all over, showing, yes, here is Krishna. You want to see Krishna? This is how to see Him. Okay? Yes, Prabhu? At the back.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. If Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead...
Not if.
Yes, He is. So why does Vedas describe the personality as the formless? Why can't He describe the form of the God? And why we want to read the scriptures? Puranas are the source of information. Why can't Vedas describe the same?
So why do the Vedas describe the Lord as formless when He has a form? And why do we need to read supplementary literatures like the Puranas and that to understand the form of the Lord? The Vedas also describe the Lord having a form. But that part requires some decoding. See? So just like in the Ishopanishad, it is mentioned that the Lord has no legs, but runs faster than everyone. So how do you run without legs? Can you answer? Can you run without legs? Therefore, we find that the Vedas do describe the same, but their description requires decoding. If you don't decode it nicely, you will get the wrong impression. So you will just say, oh, He has no legs. So that's it, formless. But no, He has. He doesn't have legs like us. He doesn't have material body. He has a spiritual body. And with his spiritual body, he runs faster than everyone. So, although the emphasis is given by commentators on Nirguna, they are decoding it improperly, but actually it is mentioning that the Lord has a form. Therefore, Guru is required. Guru helps us understand properly what is the meaning, and therefore that Guru Parampara is also required. The Parampara has the right understanding. See, Lord Brahma, he saw Lord Krishna. No? We are hearing. Lord Brahma, he shook hands with Lord Krishna. And therefore, when he is giving a description, he is experienced personally. So in that line, if we understand, then we can understand, yes, Krishna has a form. But if we decode it improperly, then we'll get an improper understanding. See? So therefore, we have to be careful where we get the information from. Is that okay? Yes. Prabhu?
Thank you, Prabhu, for the wonderful class. In between, you are discussing how the devotees, when they see the extraordinary activities or form of Krishna, they accept it and just bow down when they get bewildered. And the conditioned living entity, we generally don't accept as a myth, we see as a myth. So my question is, like Shastras, which are none other than they are Shabda Brahma, and there also statements are there, so many things, the promises which Krishna gives, or the activities of Krishna, whatever. So we also read, but we don't have that 100% faith while the reading. We just, sometimes we go through, sometimes it's like intellectual acceptance, not with the proper faith. And then it doesn't result in the cause. The effect which should happen after reading, it doesn't happen. So what should we do for that?
So the question is that sometimes we read about Lord Krishna and his activities and his qualities, and we may accept it theoretically, but the faith is not really there. So what can be done about this? So our spiritual journey is a journey of faith. From Shraddha to Prema, what is increasing is the faith. See? So initially someone has little faith that, okay, these devotees in Juhu, they're doing something nice, let me go and sit. Let me go and sit and hear. Then that becomes sadhu sangha. Then in hearing, we develop more faith. Oh, they're saying chant, chant, chant. This is something good. Let me also chant, bhajana kriya. And then, next step, removing the obstacles within the heart, anata nivriti. That is increasing of faith. See, these pure devotees of the Lord, they have full faith that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. There was one time Srila Prabhupada was asking his disciples, do you believe Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Some were saying yes, some were saying no. It's like, do you really believe? Yeah. So the process of devotional service, as long as we are engaged in that process, the faith becomes stronger. So if there is something we're accepting theoretically but not practically, we have to engage more in the process of devotional service to make it more concentrated. So through the process of hearing and chanting, Mahaprabhu says, the creeper of devotional service is watered by hearing and chanting. Yeah. So the more we hear, the more we chant, the more our faith becomes stronger. Because Krishna also reciprocates. Just like some devotees, if you hear them, they were in some very dangerous situation and somehow miraculously they came out. That's a boost to the faith. They know, oh, this is Krishna who saved me. Yeah. They not, no matter what you tell them afterwards, they'll say, no, that was Krishna. Krishna who saved me, So the more we chant, the more we hear, the more the faith becomes stronger, and then we are able to actually enter into the scripture and believe what the scripture is saying. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada gave us this process, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. It's all a development of faith. It's all a progression of faith to make it gradually and gradually stronger and stronger. Up till it reaches Prema. Prema means it's unshakable faith. Right? That is the perfection of faith, is love for Krishna. Is that okay? Yes. Yes, Prabhu?
Philosophical inquiry. So you said in the other modes we are covered basically, and we can't. The God is covered with the curtain, and we can't see God. And when in the mode of goodness, we are attracted to God. So my question is, should we focus more on coming to a better mode than to love God? Like, I'll give you an example. Means, let's say to build temple, we need the creative energy, passion to build temples, and even to get registration done. Let's say we have Tarang festival. So we need 10 people. So I'll focus on numbers that I have to. So it's very passionate, you can say. So even in that state, can someone love God, and also in mode of ignorance? Let's say someone is really addicted to something and he feels very powerless, but he really wants to love God. Like from within, his goal is to love God, but he's not able to somehow. He's in ignorance. So is it really the case we should focus on the modes, or we should focus on loving God? Like, that's what.
Interesting question. Thank you for that. We should understand first of all that what you're describing as someone who is engaged in a particular service, like you were mentioning the Tarang festival, someone's taking on a lot of managerial responsibility and very passionately in that is not working under the mode of passion. Arjuna fighting on the battlefield of Kurukshetra was not under the mode of passion. He was not even fighting. He was performing devotional service. Because Lord Krishna told him, Ma manusmara yudhyacha. You fight thinking of me. And so therefore, when Arjuna was releasing arrows on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, that wasn't fighting. It was devotional service because he is following the order of the Lord. Similarly, we are taking on anxiety for Krishna. That anxiety is not passion. That anxiety is bhakti. Anything we're doing for the satisfaction of Krishna is bhakti. So much so that our acharyas say someone who is resting his body, sleeping, is also bhakti. Ordinarily we say, no, this is ignorance. But when a pure devotee takes rest, he's taking a rest so that he can engage further properly in devotional service. So that is also bhakti. So we have to be very clear what we call bhakti and what we call other activities. Now someone may be very serene, very composed, but is not thinking of Krishna. That doesn't matter then. It's inconsequential. Yes, they may be in the mode of goodness, but that goodness is only as good as it helps us remember Krishna. If it's not going to help us remember Krishna, it's worthless. So therefore, when we engage in devotional service, the process of devotional service is such that it will raise the practitioner from ignorance to goodness automatically. Therefore, we have the 4 regulative principles. The 4 regulative principles are to control already the passion and ignorance and catapult one to the point of goodness. It's not something extra we have to do. It's not something we have to put effort into. We have to put effort into following the path, following the process. And automatically, because Krishna consciousness, the background of it is Brahminical lifestyle, automatically one will come to goodness. Rising up early in the morning, taking a shower, restricting oneself from such foods, such drinks, etc. All this is already boosting us to goodness. Yes.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So one more question following this. You said like following regulative principle, it really helps to keep one in goodness. But let's say if someone is really struggling at it, and then also like he wants to love God, So what, like, is there like then God will help him to remember him, or like what, or he really has to come to the goodness to, that's what.
So what Prabhu is speaking about is called Hridaya Durbalya, the weakness of the heart, right? And many times you may see someone, he's riding his bicycle and they get tired riding the bicycle and they haven't reached the destination. So what do? In Africa they do this a lot. I don't know here if they do it or not. But what do? They find a truck that is going by and they hold on to the truck. And so their cycle is moving, they're not also putting effort, and the truck is taking them, right? So I have a weakness of heart, but I'm sincere in that I want to love Krishna. Then we catch a truck, catch a devotee who's like a truck, just hold on to their feet or their dhoti, don't pull it off, but just, hold on to their dhoti and they'll take you. That is the role of the guru and sadhu sangha. Sadhu sangha is very important. See, otherwise if I'm weak and I remain on my own and I'm always just saying, oh, look at me, I want to do this, but I can't, oh. No, with devotees will say, oh, what's this, let's go. So many times the ashram is likened to a boat. You want to cross a river, all you have to do is just sit on the boat. You don't even have to row it. There are others who are rowing it. You just have to make sure you're on the boat. But if you stand on the shore and say, oh, now I can't help myself, oh, I'm so helpless. No, get on the boat, everything else will be done. So similarly, such devotees should catch those truck devotees or tractor devotees or bullet train devotees, catch on to them and it'll be okay. Sadhu Sangha is very important. Yes? Okay. Any other questions or comments? Thank you all very much. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hari Hari Bo.